is real.
This is one of the deep ones, baby. So, what do you think about John Bird's impersonation of you when we do it on the radio?
It's mid.
It's mid.
It's mid.
I thought it was pretty good. I was like, oh yeah.
I don't know. I actually don't know that I've ever heard it.
Really?
No, I'm just being skeptical for the sake of being skeptical.
John Bird, you want to show it to he's cat's got his tongue today. So
I had a lady go as me, dressed like me for Halloween one time.
I think I saw that actually.
Yeah. It was Megan. She pulled it off pretty good.
I dressed as an Alabama fan one year, and y'all don't come at me, okay? It was my wild days, but I wore like an Alabama shirt, and I had the Billy Bob teeth and a big trucker hat and cigarette, which I was actually smoking the cigarette at the time.
Right.
But, it was all fun and games. Welcome to the show, everybody. Obviously, Will the Chubbfather right here. Tony Gump in the house, as always. And we're doing our Jawbone Jam series. What I call it? Jawbone series? We're just trying to promote the show.
The Jawbone Jizzle.
Which you have a big role in. You are going to be slinging some food. You're going to be a part of. You're you're kind of because you're part of the family, you're kind of default on food, aren't you?
No, they asked, and I don't know. I don't think that I'm going to bring the truck.
Really?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go old school pop-up style. Because, the truck, there's a barrier between the people and the process. So I think I'm going to go old school pop-up with the grill and just, sling some cheesesteaks or some chicken Phillies old school so I can stand there and be close and, talk shit with people while
right.
I can say shit, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I can, because I like, once I get the t-shirt press up and running, I really want a t-shirt that says, I'm here to talk shit and sling cheesesteaks.
You know what you should do is build a cardboard lemonade stand type of deal and do it from behind that.
Yeah.
Like the little kids do on the side of the road
right.
trying to raise money.
Right. But I'm busy.
Good.
So I'm probably not going to build that. But
plus, it's probably a fire hazard as well.
Yeah, so I'll just have the old griddle and sling some stuff and for a little while. Because at the end of the day, I would love to take your money and make you a sandwich. Mm-hmm. But Uncle G's is the truth, man.
I don't know anything about Uncle G's.
If you like Detroit style pizza at all, it's the closest thing that we have in Alabama. Easy. And better than quite a few that I've had in Detroit. And it's one of those pizzas that it's not your typical, New York style or whatever pizza. But if you can just appreciate good pizza, it's pretty fire.
Interesting. What's his backstory? I don't know anything about Uncle G.
He had some other kind of job besides food. I forget exactly what it was. But I actually met him during the pandemic. He called me and he's like, I don't really, they sent us all home and da-da-da, and I don't want to, I want to make pizza, and I've been working on my sauce and I've been working on my dough, and we've gone through all this process. Can I bring you some pizza to try? And so he brought me a pizza, and we kind of just went back and forth, and
You guys were friends before that?
Yeah, no, not really. We met over like he was a customer.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And but we didn't have a relationship, and he was just like, man, I trust your opinion, and you know a little bit about food trucks and selling food, and I want to make this pizza. And yeah, man, I'm so proud of him, dude. He's just like he's taken off, and he's taking great care of his wife and kid, and
so he's been doing this what, I guess 2 or 3 years then?
Yeah, I think 2 or 3 years now, and they just opened a brick and mortar location in Hoover.
Nice.
Which I've yet to visit. But
I am pizza. I'm a big fan of pizza. I don't really care what it is. I mean, we have pizza night once a week at my house, and we always do Domino's. And Domino's is fine, but
yeah, I mean,
when you go to some of these specialty pizza places, whether it's, I went to, what was that? What's that one place called? Like Mad Pies or something down in Avondale. I wasn't a really big fan of that, but most of the other ones you go to is pretty good.
You know what I really like? I forget what the names of them are, so that won't help anybody at all. But it's kind of like the...
So we're real descriptive on this podcast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not paying us. So, we don't
leave them out.
have to mention their names. Not that Uncle Cheese is paying us. It's just fire.
No, he is now.
Yeah.
You're going to send him an invoice, cuzzy.
But, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. The pizza places that are set
it's
up
like John Bird's still here, by the way.
Man, bro, catch a fresh one. Like, I'm not even in that league at all.
I love John Bird.
Yeah, I love John Bird, too.
I can say it.
Subway. The ones that are set up like Subway, like you come in and you just pick your crust, and then you put the toppings on it, and they run it through the little machine.
Yeah.
Like, I dig that. I dig those places, too.
I don't like that. That's too much work.
I just want to say, I hope that guy's pizza is half as good as the Chubb burgers, because those are my favorite cheeseburgers in the whole world. Oh, yeah.
Man. He does.
Yes, I do.
Tony just loves cheeseburgers.
I don't have enough Chubbfathers in my life, but every time I try something, like, it's my new favorite thing. It started off as... Zydeco. That's just because that was at that time was what everybody said you got to get. Then we went to one that's got bacon. I don't remember which one it was. And then the last one you had me come over, and it was the curd burger with the cheese curds.
Yeah.
And so that was my favorite. But when I think Chubbfathers, the first thing I think of is this Cajun horseradish, which if I could get my hands on a big bottle of that just to have on standby.
We sell it by the bottle.
I got to get some because I buy, when I go, Google this real quick. This is called Mr. Sandwich horseradish sauce. And I don't know if you've seen this, but this is what I use. Let's see if it's on here. All right, yeah, that's it. It's that first one. So this is Mr. Radish, Wober's, I guess, is the brand. I always have a bottle of that on standby, and I use it on everything. And I've had a lot of... I'm a big fan of horseradish sauce, but not all of them are made equal.
They're not.
That one is perfect. It's not overwhelming. It can be if you use too much of it, but it's just... I was putting it on meatloaf last night. I'll put it on sandwiches. I'll put it on whatever. I don't care. I love that stuff.
It's horseradish spicy is really, we know where I'm not like the big spice guy. Like my innards just can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
But it does well with the horseradishes, with the regular American horseradish and the wasabi, and like I like that type of hot.
I don't even know what a horseradish is. Is that like some sort of organ from
like
a horse?
It's like a root.
Oh, it's a root.
Yes.
Okay.
And they grind it.
I was hoping it wasn't like a horse drops a douche and a deuce and say that's a horseradish.
Man, if a horse could drop a douche,
that would be impressive. Actually,
their poo wouldn't smell so bad.
That's true. It's flowery fresh.
We talking about Stormy Daniels again?
Yeah, horse-faced Stormy Daniels. She hadn't been in the news in a few days. I wonder what she's up to. London Roberts took the mantle there for a minute, which is Hunter Biden's baby mama.
Well, speaking of horseradish, those Chubb burgers, I can eat them plain. Then they're still
I was
great.
gonna say Tony just eats like a kid's cheeseburger.
Well, this man he's picky as well. I mean, his diet usually consists of the same thing every day. He's steak, Foreman grill,
Grills.
it's medium,
Grills.
not medium well, medium rare, and he's just He keeps it simple.
Has anyone ever exposed your Foreman grill problem on the podcast?
I don't know if they've exposed it. I did get a new grill though out back. It's a half gas, half charcoal one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because how many George Foreman grills do you have currently that have not been opened and are not used?
I have 2.
Just 2?
Yeah, 2 backup. One's still in the box, and the other one's out just in case.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's what I call thinking ahead, my friend.
I'm always trying to think ahead and be like way ahead of the game in case something happens.
If it's that important, if you're using it every day,
Yeah.
you got to have 2 on standby.
Yep.
Because if one goes down, you might starve to death before you get another one.
In fact, I use them so much, even with cleaning them. After like a couple months, the pellets go bad on me, even if I'm real careful, just because I use it every single day.
Right.
How many times a day do you use it, you think?
On average, probably about 1.5 to 2, somewhere in there. If you do an average over the course of a month.
But there's some days where you do 3 a day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's a lot of Foreman.
It is. That's a whole lot of George.
That's a lot of Georgian throughout the day, throughout the week.
Hey,
But
eating all that meat and stuff does me well. I enjoy it.
people know at the end of the podcast, Tony Gump says, eat meat, get sunlight. What was the other thing? We've added to get closer to God.
Water
because
and sleep as well.
Water, sleep, and now it's get closer to God because the world's falling apart. So all those very important. And then we can tag love everybody to the end of it because that's important as well.
Well, I started saying that, but I didn't want to rip off Will. But yeah, I love everybody.
Love everybody.
Everybody.
The Jumper does that.
It's so crazy too. Still the amount of pushback that I get for everybody who is like, oh, because it's on our windows and it's crazy to me how much pushback there is.
What do you mean pushback?
Exactly what I said. Like I will get people for every 3 people, 4 people, maybe even 5 that say, man, I love your shirt. Da 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 da. I get so many on both sides of the spectrum. Pushback on you can't love everybody.
I mean, I actually agree with that, but I wouldn't push back on your theory because I think it's possible for people to do. I think it's possible for you to do.
Sure. It's possible for you to do too. It's and like I think that you are mistaking like the act of let me just say if pick a person with a crazy issue, whether I'm saying freaking Satanist to the gangbanger, murderer, killer,
The bad people.
the bad people, right? If somebody had loved on them a little bit more when they were younger, it's a good possibility
Things would have gone different.
things could have been a little bit different. I never said my shirt does not say in the slogan does not say about like anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think when you break it down, first of all, that's a big thing for me, and I analyze that on a regular basis when we see a story of somebody that's gone down the wrong path or somebody that's done some awful thing like murdered somebody or whatever. They killed their kids. One of the first things I think about was I wonder what their history is like. I wonder what it was like for them. Like, what was their home life like and things like that. So there's always, usually when there's bad people in the world, there is a pretty detailed backstory of why they turned out the way they did.
Sure.
But if you really broke it down, I mean, I say I can't love everybody, but as a believer, you do have to say you want everybody to get right with God before their time comes. And that's just kind of the tenet of the religion. Like, you want everybody to be at that place before they step out of here, but it's hard along the way to be like, hey, buddy, I love you.
Man, listen, the second greatest commandment is to love is to love your neighbor as yourself, making the first greatest commandment, I am the Lord your God, and you shall have no other gods before me. So like this isn't my idea. Like I'm not and that's the crazy shit to me is that like a whole lot of the pushback that I get, I do get some whacked out people on the left side of things who are like, oh, I couldn't, tobacco and whatever. But like the bulk of it comes from card-carrying, Bible-thumping Christians who, are going to pick and choose, but that's not what it says.
Yeah,
just like the sign of my restaurant says, "Don't talk about it, be about it."
Yeah.
So if the second greatest commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself, you ain't got to like what they do. God says, hate the sin, love the sinner.
Yeah, I'm not very good at it because I won't even talk to my neighbors. I'm actually scared of them. I'm scared they're going to turn out to be weird.
It made me think a lot. Pastor I talked to one time said that there's serial killers that make it to heaven, and there's some pastors that don't, and that really made me think a lot about
that's true.
that.
That's true.
Facts.
I mean, it's just the way it works.
Yeah, man. Like I said, but listen, I stopped identifying as a Christian I'm not going to say long, but probably 6, 7, 8 years ago, I stopped identifying as a Christian. I'm absolutely 1,000% a follower of Christ. But I stopped identifying as you're not putting me. I have no desire to be in that box anymore.
Yeah. You're a follower, unlike our camera, because it's not going to follow you as you slide out of frame. So
I didn't even move.
Listen, it is so easy. It has taken us. When did we get in the studio? Like October of 2023, right?
Right.
And we are just now at a point where we've got John Bird where he can stay in the vicinity. It's a baseball analogy. We can keep him in the hit box.
Right.
For a majority of the time. You're a different story. Like this is no shade at you because this is only your second time here, and things are different than they were when were here the first time. But it takes a lot to learn how. Because I get out of frame sometimes too. You get in here, and the way we want this podcast to be, we want it to be relaxed. We want you to be able to just kind of hang out and swing your chair back and forth, and so it happens. It's not a big deal.
There's a lot of swinging of chairs, but Bird does the quick.
Bird does the shakes and everything. And
or the JFK.
You'll watch, if you watch closely on some of those episodes and look at the back of his chair, it's just...
It's the Adderall talking or whatever.
But he stopped taking his Adderall.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and he said that he just didn't feel like it was benefiting him in a way that he felt it should, so he stopped, and he seems like he's been doing great.
That's amazing.
I think probably the first week or so was rough, which I did the same thing. The doctor put me on Lexapro.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that.
I did it like 4 weeks, and I'm like, they don't like this, and so I quit, and then I felt crazy for a week, but I'm fine now.
Yeah, man. At some point, I don't know if it was that but they put me on something. It was like, it's just gonna kind of, you won't get too high, you won't get too low, but like it robs you of the emotion.
That was my problem.
Okay. Like, is it better to be a little bit depressed, but never feel happy?
Mm-hmm. That was my problem too.
Doesn't that make you? That makes me more depressed.
Because it was,
if I can't be happy.
That's the way he explained it to me. They was like, instead of you getting real high and then real low, we're just going to keep you in the middle. And I'm like, well, it wasn't my problem initially of I was getting real high and getting low. I was just having panic attacks that are not necessarily related to anything other than stress. And I got a weird feeling in my body. I think I'm having a heart attack. So when it comes to my day, like I need to get up here sometimes. From 11 to 2, I need to be up here. When we do this podcast, I need to be up here. Now, once it's over, I don't go all the way down here. I just kind of go back to normal. But with that medicine, it kept me right here. I couldn't get excited. I couldn't get ramped up, screaming hey now on the radio and everything else. And I was like, this got to go, cousin. I can't do this.
One thing I've learned about doctors and that whole prescription bit is if anybody out there ever goes and because they feel depressed or whatever, and a doctor says, look, once you start taking this pill, you have to take it the rest of your life. Please say no. Just saying, try to work it out on your own if you can.
Another thing is,
call on the dial.
I don't know. Yep. Yeah, that's the way to go. I don't know if this is new, but when I went last time, they had me sign an extra paper, and it was like insurance doesn't cover a lot of cases of anxiety, depression, mental issues, blah, 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 blah. So you may end up paying more than just your copay. And sure enough, I got a bill from that doctor's appointment, which nothing happened. They didn't do anything to me. They sent me another bill on top of my copay because what I had to go. Dude, I ain't been to the doctor for I feel like I got a problem. I ain't been to the doctor for that in years. Last time, and Tony Gump was with me, last time I really went to the doctor, I broke my thumb. Like, that's different. But for a health-related issue like that, it's the first time I've been in forever. And then my insurance company's going to be like, we don't cover that stuff.
It's so funny how there's the huge push about your mental health and making sure that you take care of your mental health and you did or whatever. And they're like, oh, yeah, you know what? We should be thinking about this revenue stream we haven't been tapping.
Blue Cross is like, F your mental health, buddy. We ain't paying for it. It's crazy, man. It's just, I don't know. It's, and we talk about it a lot, politics and everything else, and how policies out of Washington, D.C. end up affecting people on the front of health care and what you're paying through insurance and everything else. But it doesn't really matter what goes on policy-wise. Like, you're normally going to get screwed by your insurance company no matter who's in office. There's some things that get better and there's some things that get worse based on who's in there. But you're always going to find yourself in life getting screwed over by your insurance. They're always, it's like car insurance. They're looking for a reason to not pay for the things that you had been paying them for, which is to cover the medical costs.
Do you know what? I got to tell you, and it's weird, that like I love my insurance. Like, I didn't have insurance for a long freaking time because
tell us who it is so we can bill them.
So I couldn't do it. But I love my freaking insurance company. Like, there's no copays, there's no deductibles. I get $250,000 a year to fix myself as needed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the out of pocket's been really good. Like, Stephanie had the like complete rotator cuff surgery replacement deal. Like, my out of pocket was like $750. My daughter just had some like pretty good surgery on her leg. My out of pocket was like $500.
When it comes to men, though, like when insurance company deal with adult men, we should get the best benefits because we don't ever want to go to the doctor. So it's like, yeah, no copay. We're not gonna make you pay a copay because you're a dude and you're probably not gonna go to the doctor anyway. So
the only issue is there's no prescription drugs, but like even it allows me to cover the team. I can cover my average team member basically with that policy for like $150 a month.
Yeah, the way prescription drugs are now too, with GoodRx and all these other things.
Yeah, and that's the only bad part about it is that there's no real prescription drug help, So probably when I get older, I have to get on one of the meta somethings,
or just do like me and you used to do back in the day and just get it off the street, cuh.
I'm saying.
Give me that Tylenol, cuzzy.
I'm saying.
Now, most doctors don't like me. I'll sit down if I got a new one, and I'll say, look, I'm a paying customer. I go that route because I am.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There we go.
And if they fix me, then they lose a customer, and I realize that part. They want to keep me coming back every 90 days or whatever it is, and once you figure that out,
that's so Tony Gov. He gets in the doctor. All right, listen, doc. I'm running this shit, okay? You gonna fix me? You want me to be a repeat customer?
Well, what other business do you go to where you're not? I mean, that's the only thing you go to where you're not a customer. Maybe a church or something, but
it's like therapy. People keep telling me I need to go to therapy, but I'm like, I don't know if that's the right move.
I sometimes I think I need to do something about something, but I don't know that that's the answer.
Yeah, because we all got problems. We all got weird stuff that happened to us in the past. I mean, the podcast that you did with me, the first one, I mean, we got deep off. And I look back on some of those podcasts, and I'm like, man, we just got so serious. It wasn't just you. It was like Tony Gump, who we had John Bird. John Bird had one of our most listened to audio versions of the podcast when he did his interview up until 3 or 4 weeks ago. But it was you sit and you unpack some of this stuff and you're like, there's probably an avenue to fix some of my, I don't know if you would call them character issues or personality traits if you knew like what to do. But is that therapy? I don't know that therapy is anything other than, hey, here's my problems. Your therapist explains to you why you feel the way you do or why you act the way you do, and then see you in 3 weeks and we'll just do it again.
See, I think I do better just like getting it off my chest.
We're in unique situations, though. We got these podcasts. We've got radio shows. I don't know that anybody's as transparent as I am.
We have
but let me
awesome
tell you,
radio shows.
Yes, we do. But it is liberating to be able to go on the radio like I did today. I went on air and I talked about how I went to the living room at the house, buck naked, because I was asleep. I didn't have any clothes on. I was going to get the anti-itch cream for my poison ivy. And as I get in there, my stepdaughter comes in the door. I hear the door open. I then jet into the next room, and I'm hiding behind a big screen TV. Just so I'm not seen.
Somebody take a picture of that?
And then I hope not. And
the hiding behind the TV part.
Oh, no. Hopefully there's no documentation. But she goes to the bathroom, and so then I'm on the other side of the house. She's between me and the bedroom. I got to figure out how to get by there. I don't want to just take off because she might come out of the bathroom. So I start digging through the dryer. I can't find anything. I can't find a towel, which would have been ideal. So I grab a T-shirt and I wrap it around me like Tarzan, and I take off to the bedroom, and I finally make it. Nobody sees me naked.
Man, listen, if you will shoot that video and play like the Mission Impossible music behind it,
Yeah.
like you're like doom 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 doom.
And you know I would.
And like the whole like tiptoeing, and like you can do it like to where your feet go real fast and make the little like sound, like the cartoony.
I'd absolutely do that.
Dude, I think you should.
Put it on my OnlyFans page.
I still think we need to get a therapist on this show to
That is
have
a
you
good
and Bird.
idea. Do you know any therapists? I mean, you don't know anybody personally, or maybe recommendations?
I think I do, but no, I don't have anybody that I could recommend.
Because we would have to have a friend of a friend, or somebody that would see it as a benefit to them and their business. I mean, it'd be free advertising, obviously, but if we could get a therapist to just come sit in for an hour show, we'll unpack. I'll unpack some of my stuff, but we'll unpack John Bird's stuff and probably learn a lot.
And since it's not a paying session, they could be completely honest.
Right.
They won't have to.
No confidentiality stuff.
Wait, since it's a paying session, they don't have to be completely.
Now
say
think
that
about it.
again?
If you're a really good therapist, you want your customer coming back as much as possible. So you say, "I'll see you next week," and you keep doing that.
I couldn't be a therapist. I'd have to be 100% honest all the time.
Yeah, you probably couldn't be a doctor either. But anyway.
No. I'm a doctor of love.
There you go.
You'd have to be you couldn't be a car salesman.
Oh, I could be a hella car salesman. I've often said that if I cease to sell cheeseburgers for a living, that would probably be my gig.
You think so?
I think I could sell the hell out of cars.
I could not do sales. I
actually think
couldn't.
Will would be good at selling cars, honestly.
You would be. You could do that.
Because I would be real and honest with people, and like they would appreciate the experience. And
well, I want to make sure everybody knows that I'm not taking shots at car salespeople. I'm sure you're great people. I certainly am not taking shots at other people in the car business, in particular people that run maintenance departments at dealerships. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love those people. I think they're probably the best people in the entire world.
Especially the ones that are going over warranty work.
Yes, about an engine that blew up, and I don't know, like a 2012 Hyundai Sonata or something. Like you guys are the best. Y'all
Well,
do the best
see,
work.
you're very nice, because I can tell you that the people at River Chase Kia, when I had a problem with the engine in my Kia like 3 months after I bought it, they were assholes.
Really?
They made it a problem.
Why?
And it took just because they just didn't want to do what they said.
This
And there was a supply chain. There was supply chain issues. No, this was back, and I've gotten another car from them since. So like it's all cool. But like no, I mean it's my experience with their service that they sucked.
Wait, so
But somebody came along and fixed it, and they got fired. I want to make sure that I'm not like bagging on them.
they're
but,
probably
like,
fine now.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying. So this, you say you bought this 3 months, and 3 months after you bought it, it
started having. So yeah, it started having like.
was it used
crazy.
or new when you bought
It was
it?
new.
Wow.
Yeah.
It seems like it'd be a no-brainer that after 3 months they'd be like, yeah, bring it in.
Well, no, it wasn't that, and it wasn't that they didn't want to make it right. It was just taking forever, because of the supply and engine parts and whatnot. What for? So they were finally just like, just take this new car, take this other car,
Yeah.
and they gave me another car.
Yeah, it'd probably be easier for them to just do that and then put yours back on the lot once they get it fixed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the situation where, and the audience always coming through for me. I got directed to go to Jasper of Hyundai. I don't know how much you know about the car situation, but my engine locked up, and there's an extended lifetime extended warranty recall type of thing on the engine from something with the manufacturing. And so I think probably beginning of next week, I'm sending my car up there, and they're going to do a maintenance inspection. And if it passes said maintenance inspection, they will put a new engine in it for free or buy it from me outright, and then I have to go get another car. I'll be honest, I ain't going to be mad if they just put a new engine in it, because the car's paid for.
Right.
I don't want a car payment if I don't have to have one.
Suck.
But it's just, I don't know. It's so nerve-wracking because from my days of doing Uber and that being my primary source of income, if there were car problems, it's probably where all my anxiety and panic attacks started in the first place. But even though I'm not doing it now, and I've survived without that car for, a month or however long it's been, it still gives me extreme anxiety. This is the stuff I would talk to the therapist about.
You should shoot videos where you go back to doing that, but only air the ones that when somebody gets in the car and they say hello, you're like, hey now. And if they recognize you, then you can be like, hey, welcome to Uber with Andrew McClain.
I did not get that very often, but there was a handful of times people would spot me, and then a handful of those people started off with a hey now. But I don't know if you've seen it, but our last or 2 episodes ago, we did strictly Uber stories for an hour. And if you have not watched that episode,
I did hear about that.
You need to watch that one. You're going to love that episode.
Can we go back to the Jawbone Jam real fast?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot. That's what we're here for. Jawbone Jam. Yeah.
No, I really just, if you come to the Jawbone Jam and you bring us, will this play before the Jawbone Jam? Do I even need to talk about this?
This will play about 45 minutes from this moment.
Okay, cool.
You had to be technical.
If you come to the Jawbone Jam, don't care who you order food from. Support my man, Uncle G's. Bring me 5 non-perishable food items. Ravioli, SpaghettiOs, chili, spaghetti sauce, noodles, microwave mac and cheese. I'm just naming these things because this is what we've been going through the most of. I will give you a voucher for a meal at the restaurant.
So you bring 5 non-perishable items.
Yeah.
You're going to give them a gift card for a later date to come by the store.
Come by the store.
Plus, that'll give you an opportunity for those of you that haven't been to the new store. Give you an opportunity to go.
And I would love that. So as an additional part of our Feed the People, we started this People's Pantry. I don't know if you saw it or not.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And it sucks because I'm going to say it's been going really well. And that sounds shitty, to me, because it's like I feel bad.
There's a lot of hungry people out there.
I feel bad that there's a need, but I'm happy that we're able to do what we do. And exactly,
you're eliminating needs.
Well, we're trying. But anyway, we've had to stock it 6 or 7 times since we've put it up about a week and a half ago.
Yeah,
and it's fantastic.
It's good.
I love the fact that we're able to provide a way for people to provide a short-term option for them and their family.
Where is this?
With some dignity. It's on the side of our building.
Okay, but it's something that people can easily get to.
Yeah, it's you don't have to. It's on the right side of the building if you're facing the front of the building, and no, don't come in there. Just come get what you need.
Don't have to answer to nobody.
Exactly.
No judgment.
You get to have,
just get what
people
you
don't want to have. People don't want to ask for help because of pride and other reasons. And I get, which I understand. I've been there. So 5 non-perishable food items. Catch a meal on us, and help some folks.
I should have mentioned that on the radio today. I'm going to mention that every day leading up to the Jawbone Jam because I dropped the ball. I didn't say that today.
It's okay.
I meant to. But
I just kind of sprung it on everybody. I've been thinking about it, and I was like, before it gets too late, let me just say this. So yeah.
Yeah, because I'd be interested to see like what the final count is on who all, like how many non-perishable items we got.
Man, and I'm encouraged. Like if you've got a business, you don't have to be in my area. It could be wherever. And like, look, this is not a new idea. Blessing boxes have been all over the place. It's typically what they're referred to for a long time, and it's just been on my heart for us to do it.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see 5 or 6 around the city of Alabaster. If you got a business, I'll get the cabinet for you, and I'll stock it for you the first time.
Yeah.
And you just use community participation is really the best way to get people involved, and that's really what we're trying to do. It's like you can't complain about taxes and people on welfare and all this other stuff. I mean, you can, and it's with reason, but like the best way to change that is to try to eliminate the need. And that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to be our brother's keeper. We're supposed to take care of each other. It's not the government's job to take care of us.
Help somebody out.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to lessen the burden of our tax dollars.
Yeah. There you go, man. Win-win all the way around. Come on, cuz.
Okay, so that I intended that for that to be the most serious thing that I had to say the whole time that we were here.
Everything else has been serious. Let's talk about, anyway, Jawbone Jam, June 21st. That's Friday. The fact that it's on Friday is the biggest deal of all. Because we have so many people that every year when we do Jawbone, it's either a Wednesday or a Thursday, and we catch heat from people because I got to work the next day, I can't do it. So I hope the crowd is big. I hope it's maybe the biggest one we've ever seen or the biggest one we've ever fit into Siluria.
Right, which we've only done it there one other time.
And I think...
It was pretty fun.
I think it's going to be... Yeah, I was before I started at 99.5, but I was there for that one, and that one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was there with you.
We went together. That's right. Trish was with us. I don't remember if Amy went or not, but we all went up there. So Chubbfather's, Uncle G's Pizza...
Wheel of Segments.
We got Wheel of Segments. We've got 10 with Him with Del Jackson. We've got John Bird plays the guitar, and then Greenleaf Hustle, the Domino Killers,
Cash Domino Killers,
and whatever else. Are you gonna do karaoke? Because you did last time. I remember you doing it last time.
No, we tried to play last time. The PA anyway. It was all that was what it was. The band played.
I remember it though.
Fun.
I was sitting front row when you were singing.
Yeah, so the band played. It was fun. No, I think I'm gonna try to talk to them and see if we can't throw together some kind of last minute eating contest.
That would be genius.
For the breaking bread portion of and I don't know if it'll be wings or watermelon or
you mean like
hot dogs,
like a race type. Like eating, like see who can eat the most in this amount of time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's genius. I think you should absolutely do that.
It's pretty hypocritical because like I just went through this whole long like I was like on my soapbox the other day on the show about how much I loathe competitive eating contests.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, because we're sitting here talking about people, around the community that are going hungry and putting blessing boxes out there.
Well, that's exactly. Well, I mean, that's kind of that was kind of my whole deal with the hot dog.
Eat all the food in one swoop.
Joey Chestnut's manager referred to him as an American hero. Kiss my whole ass. You shove wieners in your face professionally.
I mean,
as many as you can, as fast as you can.
When it comes to that, you could be a hero in some circles. I mean, shoving a bunch of wieners in your face, especially during Pride Month, may be appealing to some people. And may classify you as a hero. Speaking of Joey Chestnut, so the story, I'm sure you guys have talked about this. I never did. What was the story on that? He ended up...
He signed a contract with Impossible Wieners.
What? What is that?
Impossible Wieners. They're the Impossible Meat people.
Oh, like a vegan deal.
Yeah, like you're packing the Impossible Meat.
I mean, that would... If you said... You have the Impossible Meat, that would be a compliment. But the fact that this is vegan, like, that's not a compliment.
Well, I mean, I don't know. It could be impossible in both directions. You know what I'm saying?
It could be impossible.
It could be super stubby or extra chubby.
It could be impossible to find or impossible to fit.
To ride.
One of those two.
Yeah.
Those are two very opposite
Exactly.
things.
So, I digress. What were we talking about?
Joey
Yeah. So they were getting ready to give him re-sign his deal with Nathan's, give him $1.4 million to compete as an appearance fee to compete in the next 3 Nathan's hot dog contests. Nathan's claims that he breached his contract by endorsing the Impossible Wiener.
God, man, Stormy Daniels is like, dude, $1.4 million to shove wieners in your mouth? I've been doing that for years, and I never made that kind of money.
And, so anyway, they're now doing one on which I think was the plan the whole time. Netflix is going to run their own hot dog eating contest on the 4th of July now. And he and Kobayashi are going to go head to head. He's
That's
the other.
pretty smart. Yeah.
Yeah. So they say they didn't realize that endorsing another hot dog, they didn't realize that they had an exclusive deal with Nathan's Wieners.
Hot dog eating champs Joey Chestnut and Takeru Kobayashi will go head to head in Netflix special. Okay. Netflix, I got to be honest, I like this idea of Netflix coming up with live events like this and making a big deal. Question, though, is, and I felt like such an idiot today because I was talking about Logan Paul, and I'm like, yeah, Logan Paul's fighting Mike Tyson coming up on Netflix.
Mike Tyson was going to break him.
Well, the problem was
before he freaked out or whatever happened.
Is I got Jake Paul and Logan Paul mixed up. And so everybody's like, he's fighting Jake Paul, not Logan Paul. And I'm like, God, I knew that. I don't know why I went through that whole spiel. But the deal with the Netflix, I think, is a good idea. But I don't know, is it a pay-per-view thing or is it something that comes with your Netflix subscription?
I think it comes with your Netflix subscription.
Because they had that. The first one they did was the Roast of Tom Brady, which I watched, but I didn't watch it live, so I didn't know if it just came on or what.
It did.
But
it was on live.
Netflix going into live streaming, man. That's a good a live TV. That's a good deal, good idea. And it could be. I mean, if they keep doing stuff like that, it could be the death of like regular cable.
I don't. Spectrum is all digital. Like there is no more regular cable. I don't think.
It's
I
just
don't
traditional
think,
cable companies.
Yeah, traditional cable companies. But even Spectrum, they're in the telecommunications game now, and phone and internet. And
so that's what you have. You have Spectrum.
No, we have AT&T. So I just have the DirecTV stream.
See, I don't know how all that works because I left the satellite companies before they started going digital, and I've just for years now I've been using Hulu with live TV.
Right, but like the package that I have is like $40. Like I get 32 channels, and I get to pick the 32 channels. Yeah. So I just have what we watch, and I can play it at the restaurant.
You know what's crazy is so Hulu with live TV, Hulu's like what, $17 a month or whatever it is. If you get the Hulu with live TV package, it's $75 a month. Now you can get Hulu, the regular Hulu, with a $5 add-on that takes away the ads. But if you get the Hulu Live TV, you're paying $75 for, you still get the ads. Not on the Live TV because you can't do anything about that, but when you're watching recorded stuff, they still make you watch commercials. I'm like, I'm paying $75.
Well, and if you have multiple streaming services, like you're not like the idea that you're saving money over one of the traditional cable providers is nonsense.
Yeah.
Because it stacks and adds quick.
Well, here's why people stick with what they got, even if they're paying more for it, is because they look at it as this is what I'm used to. I'm used to now, especially for older people. I hate to say boomers, but boomers are like, I don't want to learn another cable thing. I know how to work the guide on this one. I know how to find my channels. I've got my favorite channels listed. I don't want to go and try to relearn it. Like my dad, God bless him, happy Father's Day. He would never want to switch. I cannot. He's still using regular cable.
Right.
He will not stream whatsoever to save his life. And I'm like, your life will be so much easier. You'd have all the stuff because there's a local cable company where he lives, and that's who he uses. And so sometimes things come on, and he don't get to watch it. Maybe a baseball game, football game, whatever. I'm like, bruh, if you just stream.
Didn't he just get Wi-Fi recently for the first time?
I don't think he has
something?
Wi-Fi.
He doesn't?
I don't think so.
That's awesome.
But he's got smartphones and his iPhone and all that kind of stuff, but I don't think he has Wi-Fi in-house. He's got the internet he needs on his phone and stuff, but he would have to get Wi-Fi as well, which I told him, get the Wi-Fi. You can stream and have anything you ever want.
You should just get the Wi-Fi for him for Father's Day.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to do. You me tell you what I did for him last year? This is so janky. We did some tester stuff on the line merchandise.
Right.
We're trying to figure out what route we wanted to take, what company we wanted using, putting that together. And I got a tester shirt that just white shirt, said the line in black font. And I got it, and I was like, it's cool. It's not really my style, so I didn't really wear it. And then Father's Day came around. It was like last minute. I was like, I'm just going to give him this shirt. And so I did, and he wears it like once a week now.
Did you go through the whole thing and tell him it's the only one in existence?
No, absolutely.
Well, yeah, that's a great gift, man.
So, and now I've got another sample that we did with that same company. It's a trucker hat that says the line.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll probably give him that too.
That's awesome.
You know.
I would love to give my dad a cheesy gift.
You just said something else. What kind of cheesy gift?
I mean, hell, he's been dead for like 8 years, 10 years. So like,
Was your dad from Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Originally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah. So like, if he could be around one time, and give him nothing, I don't care. It'd be awesome.
What about your kids? What do your kids usually do for you on Father's Day?
I think we're going to the lake at some point in time this weekend. I'm going to hang out there for a couple days, and I don't know what they're going to do. They have jobs and money. You know, I like being around them. Like, I don't really, for a long time, for my birthday and for Father's Day, all I wanted to do was play as many rounds of golf as I could in a day and not be fussed at. My wife didn't have to be there. My kids didn't have to be there. They didn't have to take me to dinner. They didn't have to buy me nothing. Let me just go spend the entirety of a day without a phone call or a distraction on the golf course. And it would be the most splendid day ever. So for a lot of years, that's what I did. And I would have friends. I'd be like, come play golf with me today. And they're like, it's Father's Day. I got to spend it with my kids. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that the thing? I mean, shouldn't you get to choose to just be left the hell alone? If that's really what you want for Father's Day, it's just a little bit of peace and quiet.
I think what happens is the Mother's Day and the Father's Day both like incorporate this kind of guilt that lands on everybody because as a kid, and when I say a kid, like a child, adult, or a kid, you feel obligated to hang out with your dad or your mom, depending on what day it is. So then you end up in that situation. And maybe you're the dad or you're the mom and you don't necessarily you want something like you say, I want to go out and just be by myself. But there's this unspoken rule where everybody's like, I've got to spend time with him. I've got to do this. I've got to do that. So everybody just ends up together and nobody gets to do what they want to do because we've all been bamboozled by Father's Day.
Yeah, I guess maybe. See, I don't know, man. I stood up for myself. And I'm not even going to say I stood up for myself, but they ask you what you want enough. I'm too old to not be honest.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's not that big a deal to me. Now, Trish threw out some ideas for stuff for us to do, like her family, my family, come over, blah blah blah. But she ran that by me first because she's like, it's Father's Day, and I was like, I don't care. I really don't. We'll do whatever. But it's, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's a weird spot to be in.
Yeah. So, like, I support everybody hanging out with their kids on Father's Day. I'm not, I want to make sure that I don't get yelled at or nothing. But just like for me, and I am going to be with my kids, and we're going to go, and like I said, we're going to go hang out at the lake and whatever.
So is this your spot on the lake?
Huh?
You got a spot on the lake?
Yeah.
I think I knew that.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then, like, the kids will be down for a while on Saturday, and they probably won't come down until late. And then we'll spend the day together on Sunday. And then what I really want for Father's Day is what I'm going to get, which is my children are going to go home, and my wife and I are going to spend the night at the lake, and it'll be fantastic.
What I want for Father's Day is for Will to invite us to the lake.
You
Maybe
come
not
to the
for
lake-
Father's
you can
Day,
come to the lake
but-
when I've told you before. You can come to the lake whenever. Listen. I have it. It's a travel trailer. Like I don't have ain't nobody got. I would love to.
You don't have a Nick Saban lake house?
No, I would love to have. There's part of me who thinks that I would love to have a lake house, and maybe we can make it happen. I don't know. But at the end of the day, for the amount of time that I have to spend there, like my travel trailer is awesome. It's super comfortable. I've got a really nice mattress in it. You know, I've got a TV and I got all the stuff, and I got like a big 20 by 20 deck, and the whole thing's covered. And so I got all my outside cooking stuff and whatnot and what for there. So
yeah,
it's,
once you enter the realm of owning a lake property, there's lots of maintenance and costs that occur, you know?
Yeah. So
if it's not your main place, then
it's pretty inexpensive. You know, I'm going to move out to the country eventually anyway. That's going to be where we retire to. But but Father's Day is actually why I brought these straws. I know that you. Well,
I thought we were doing a Hunter Biden demonstration gimmick.
No, so like my daughter, you watch TikTok.
Yeah, well, I don't. No, not
Okay,
really.
not as much.
I don't
Okay,
scroll. I just post on there.
so my daughter last night, she come I walked in and I thought somebody had just ripped one like crazy, and it was my daughter and the damn straw. And so there's a trend on TikTok. So anyway, you got to have a bendy straw.
Mm-hmm.
This straw makes the most wide array of fart noises.
Really?
Be nonks to man. And so for Father's Day, you should get yourself, and I'm going to give you a couple of these, because you could just kind of walk through the house just fake tooting and really just embarrass the crap out of your kids and some other people.
How's it work?
Well, I got to back this. Is it okay if I don't want to get out of frame?
No, you're good. We gave up on that. We don't care.
So you just basically take this and you stick it kind of down in your armpit a little bit.
Oh, you got to do an armpit willy.
Yeah, and then you just
Wow.
I gotta get a little bit better position.
Yeah, bring the mic down some. There you go.
I turned it up too.
Wow.
Hold on, I'm struggling. I gotta get my.
I'm
I
fascinated
gotta
by
get
this.
pitted properly.
Okay.
And if you're standing, so try it. See how well you can execute it.
All right, let's.
Don't have me up here. Here, Tony, you want a straw?
Which
Okay.
which end goes? Which is the bendy?
You got it. You
bendy on top.
Here, Tony.
Got it.
Yeah, you got to put the bendy on top, and then you just get that down in your pit good. And depending on where you have it positioned, if you have it just right, you can get that good deep butt cheek smacking together.
All right, here we go.
All right, I'll turn it up.
I got this. Hang on. Let's try again. Yo, I felt that one. It's like when you fart and you don't hear it, but you feel it roll up your back. It was one of those. All right.
This is real.
This is one of the deep ones, baby. Oh, that one. This right here. This is going on the highlight reel. I'm going to be posting this one on social media. That's a good one.
So yeah, that's why I brought the straws.
Nice. Not what I expected.
No.
At all.
No. I didn't have time to go by the house. I was going to bring the 8-ball and set the 8-ball down in the straws. And
if you did that, I would still let it fly. We would just blur it out for YouTube because they were so picky about stuff, and we could have just gotten a baseball or something, blurred it out and said it was Coke.
But straws. I thought this would be great to embarrass your kids a little bit.
Yeah.
I called Marley last night, at 11:30 or something. He was downstairs chilling at his girlfriend's house. And they were all booed up and whatnot, and it was dark, so he couldn't see my face. And as soon as he answered the phone, I just was like,
"No, he loved that."
Oh
I'm
man,
sure.
He laughed and then hung up.
Good stuff.
Okay, sorry.
All right, we got to get out of here. So, Tony Gump, as we always do, first of all, let's again, Jawbone Jam 5 perishable, non-perishable items.
5 non-perishable food items.
You're gonna
Or
get
you can
ya-
bring little toothbrushes or travel soaps or vagina pads.
The vagina pads. So anything that people in
Yeah.
need would need.
Yeah,
You can bring
exactly.
those, and you'll get a gift card for a
Yeah.
later date, so on. Tony Gump, go ahead.
Final words, go to the Jawbone Jam, and my father will be coming into town for the 3rd time ever to Birmingham, and I'm going to take him to Chubbfather's new restaurant.
Oh,
That
he's so
place is
excited about
awesome.
that.
Make sure you go there and get right with God.
That's right. So he does the get right with God thing now,
Right.
Which is very smart.
I like the fact that he just like there was no pause between the go check out the restaurant and get right with God.
You gotta do both.
So it sounded like going to the restaurant would get you right with God.
I think that's true too. I mean, you got to love everybody and love thy neighbor and all that deal. So, final words from you, Mr. Chubbfather.
Thanks for having me. Think y'all are swell.
Oh shucks. Appreciate that.
No, I love y'all. I think it's awesome. It's fun to hang out with you and I eat at Chubbfather's and all that stuff. But like I'm proud of the journey that we took to get to where we are. Lots of people don't know that like I knew you when you were just an Uber driver.
That's true. That's absolutely
It was
true.
even before you started filling in at 99.5. You were doing other radio stuff, but
And I was also getting paid in Chubbfather's gift cards at one time to fill in. Matt Murphy sneaking those to me on the backside. No, but they went to good use. So.
Matt Murphy sneaking stuff to you on the backside.
Yeah. In order not like that, but in order to
Matt Diddy?
in order
Matt Diddy
to
Murphy?
compensate me in a way, not compensate me in a P Diddy way. Anyway, we got to get out of here. I feel weird now. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. And make sure you go to the Jawbone Jam. Make sure you comment, you like, all that stuff. Share us. And we're going to have a good time. Where's my pen? I almost threw my straw. Could you imagine this being in my armpit and I would have thrown it at you? I don't know where my pen went.
Oh, no.
Oh, here it is. All right. Until next time. See you, cuz.